Welcome to SFL Pregame Live along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine. And Mike, it's playoff time. Wild card weekend starts right now. How you doing?
Yeah, doing great, Cam. I tell you what, it is playoff time, man. I could hardly sleep last night. Woke up this morning excited, looking forward to these matchups we have today and all weekend.
Let's get cracking. Coming up next on Next Level Sports, St. Louis hosts Las Vegas. That's the first game we're going to talk about, Mike, because these two teams have never won a playoff game. Vegas making their first playoff appearance since season 12. The Gladiators just once in season 14. Where are you looking at this game to start?
Yeah, Cam, someone is going to leave this game making franchise, history with a playoff win. But we look back to a couple weeks ago, these teams met on this same field in week 11. Las Vegas came out on top, 40-27. But, which is a playoff win or go home. So we'll see how it's going to pan out today. Let's take a look at Vegas real quick. They're led by their rookie quarterback, Colin Pierce. It's a tale of pretty much two halves of the season for this quarterback. He started off the first 6 games turning the ball over frequently, 22 interceptions in the first half of the season, the first 6 games. And the last 6 games, they got that under control. Collins only turned it over 9 times in the second half of the season, and 3 of those turnovers just came in the second half of a comeback loss to them with Denver last weekend. Also, Scott Johnson leads his team with over 1,100 yards rushing, and it was also a tale of two halves for him as well. He had over 800 yards rushing in the second half of the season, 9 touchdowns, and only 3 touchdowns rushing in the first half. It's going to be Vegas is also led by veteran roster. These guys have 8 players on this roster, Cam, with over 6 seasons in the SFL. Wow. So this veteran roster is going to be interesting to see. I don't think they're going to have any playoff jitters. And St. Louis is going to have the work cut out for them in this game. St. Louis, let's look at them real quick. Eagle Mondavi, wide receiver for the St. Louis, set a franchise record with 1,121 yards receiving. And look for Christian Brown, the rookie quarterback of St. Louis, to look for him early and often. But I would like to see, Cam, I would like to see him get more people involved. I would like to see Paul Dillevue, make plays in this game. I would like to see Phil Koss get involved. And we can even see if Cairo Martinez can make some plays on the ground. If not, let's get him, try to get him some plays out in open receiving out of the backfield. St. Louis defense, Cam, is led by Colin Douglas, Drew Riley, and Gerard Winkler. These guys have 23 total interceptions between them. They're going to look to slow down the high-powered Vegas offense. So we'll see how it's going to go.
It's going to be interesting, Mike. We're going to have a lot of fun here. Jacksonville and Lone Star getting kicked off a little bit later. We'll have some fun with that. Coming up at the half, we had an interview, sit down with Scott Johnson earlier this week. And then later on today, the top 10 plays of the regular season, Mike. We're just chock full of content here today over the next 4.5 hours.
Yeah, we're looking forward to this action today. We did have a great interview with Scott Johnson earlier in the week. I'm looking forward to the people to get to see and meet Scott Johnson at halftime.
We'll see how he plays today. For now, we take a commercial break, our last commercial break until the SFL postseason begins. I'm on the call. Eddie Gage is standing by with me in the broadcast booth. Mike will be back at halftime, and we're ready to go. This has been SFL Pregame Live, and you're watching the SFL's Wild Card Weekend on Next Level Sports.
Level Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Welcome to the playoffs, and welcome to St. Louis, a time lapse of a beautiful day here in Missouri as the Las Vegas Fury and the St. Louis Gladiators get ready, and it's time for the SFL playoffs. With Eddie Gage, I'm Cameron Irvine. Welcome to Gateway Coliseum. Eddie, welcome the party peeps.
SFL Nation, it's a bit chilly up in here in St. Louis. I'm used to the warm sun down in the desert, but I just had to make this trip up to the Midwest to see this playoff action. You all know my voice, you know who it is. Look to those along beside you to the left and right and say it with me. What up, though? Cam, I'm excited to be here. We got a great playoff action. These two teams just met a couple of weeks ago. Vegas ran away with it late. Will St. Louis pull out the necessary stops to make those changes to come out with a win today at home?
It's a huge game for both of these teams, Eddie, as they're going after their first playoff win in franchise history. And you're trying to get a feeling of what that's like tomorrow. When Arizona takes the field against Mexico City, you can feel it in the air, the playoff atmosphere. And Eddie, you were telling me in pregame you already have your popcorn ready.
Yes, I do. You can feel the electricity in the air. Both of these coaches, you just know they're just chomping at the bit to see how it all shakes out. What changes did St. Louis make? What changes did Vegas make? It's a chess match, as Dion once said in the news. We see how it shakes out today.
We are moments away from kickoff of SFL's Wild Card Weekend, and the kicker to do the honors, Otis Boudreaux, has the ball on the tee. Eddie and I are ready. Benjamin Warner on stats. The hands in the air. Kick it! We're underway in the SFL playoffs. 3 yards deep in the end zone. This is Elsie Mondavi on the return. Spins up to the 22-yard line. And here we go. It's the rookie Christian Brown. Eddie, the first time two rookie quarterbacks have met in a playoff game since season 10.
Gonna be a great one. In that last contest, St. Louis was hanging with them pretty well until late in that second quarter. Let's see how it shakes out today, Cam.
First down and 10 at the 22-yard line. Brown's gonna come out in split backs and gonna throw to start the ball game. That is out of the fullback, Bill Cherry. He picks up 7 yards to the 29-yard line. Tackle at the end of the play made by Nicky Colantrelli. This St. Louis Gladiator offense is led by Christian Brown. In the backfield is Cairo Martinez at running back. 5'10", 225. Bill Cherry at fullback. Eagle Mondavi, the franchise leader in receiving yards for a season. Number 88, Paul Dillevue, number 89. The other wide receiver to keep an eye on, Phil Koss and Guy Clausen. A couple of tight ends to watch out for. This is Martinez. Martinez going to lose a yard. Wrapped up in the backfield by Merrick Itera to set up a 3rd and 4.
Vegas did a great job right there keeping outside containment, making it very hard for him to get to the outside, and as a result, it's going to bring up a 3rd and 4.
It's a 3.5-point spread in favor of the Vegas Fury on the road, a rare home or road favorite, I should say, in the 10-7 matchup. Both teams, though, are 7-5. Brown will fire a sidearm throw. That pass is caught. First down to the 41-yard line. That is Phil Koss. Jackson, along with Tom Krieg, wrap him up, but not before. St. Louis first down.
That seemed like it was headed towards Eagle Mondavi, but he was kind of slow getting out of his break. But Phil Koss, Johnny on the spot, comes up the reception.
First down to the 41. Good start for the St. Louis offense. Brown is 2 for 2. And this game could come down to which rookie quarterback shows up the most for their team today. Bill Cherry takes the handoff, picks up only one, and on the tackle, Eddie Slyn Shady, who made the biggest play quite possibly of any team's season in this last meeting.
Yeah, there was a big fumble that he created late in the second quarter as St. Louis was driving towards the end zone that changed the whole complexion of that contest.
Split backs again on 2nd down and 9, 2 minutes into the first quarter. Here in the SFL wild card round, this is a handoff to Martinez, and Martinez wiggles his way to the 44-yard line to set up a 3rd and 7. Shady on another tackle. Let's meet this Fury defense. On the line, Rhett Sawyer dominates. Ryan Ray and A.K. Jones alongside him at defensive end and defensive tackle respectively. Linebackers in the inside, Eric Davis, split out wide, Slyn Shady and Dave Drury. Those two have a combined 14 seasons of experience. Tom Krieg, Merrick Itera are your corners. Nicky Colantrelli, Chris Magel, and Max Jackson are your safeties. That pass is caught by Dillevo to the 39-yard line. Jackson and Krieg again there to make the stop, but Christian Brown is on fire to start the game 3 for 3.
Ken, we talked about it pregame. Will St. Louis come out and make some changes to their offense? And as you can see here early on, this play was not called a single time in their meeting 2 weeks ago. St. Louis digging into the playbook.
That Fury defense has a couple of rookies. We mentioned Krieg and Magel. Krieg taken in the 2nd round out of Birmingham, and the number 7 pick was Chris Magel out of Salt Lake. This is Cairo Martinez. He picks up 8 yards to the 30. Strong run from Cairo, one of the lowest yards per carry averages in the league, and he's off to a hot start today.
Yeah, that passing game here early on seemed like this might be opening up some holes for this running game. It's a complementary offense.
2nd down and 2 at the 30. Again, split backs. We've seen a lot of this out of St. Louis here to start. 7 in the box, a 4-3 defense for Las Vegas. Brown going to hand it off again, this time to Cherry. Cherry's got a 1st down. The 26-yard line. Very solid opening drive here for the Gladiators, as they have nearly eaten 4 minutes off the clock.
Time is moving fast here in the playoffs, Cam. They dialed this play up a couple of times in that first meeting, and Phil Cox scored a big touchdown of it. Perhaps that's what Vegas is looking at, which open up some of these running lanes.
1st and 10 at the 26 now. Brown going to go out of the shotgun, and Brown will fire it outside to the top of the screen to Dillevo. 24 yards on 2 catches. And these two teams met in Week 10 right here in St. Louis. Eddie Scott Johnson had a $157 and 2 touchdowns. Mondavi was the top target with 175 receiving yards on 13 grabs.
94 of those yards came off one run right after that fumble we were talking about earlier.
2nd down and 3 at the 20, now in the red zone, just inside the 20. St. Louis's opening drive is consumed over 4 minutes now. Hand off to Cherry again, and Slyn Shady in the backfield to make the stop. 3rd down coming up here for St. Louis.
Rhett Sawyer is the highest paid defensive end in the entire SFL. He shows why right there. He doesn't just get after the passer. He shut down that running lane, forced him to cut outside, but there was nowhere to go.
3rd down and 5 at the 21. Again out of the 4-3 for Vegas. Linebackers showing pressure. They're going to back off, just rush 4. Brown, throw, pass caught, down to the goal line, down to the 1-yard line. That's Dillevo again. He is on fire on the opening drive as everyone is looking for Mondavi.
Cam, all season long until perhaps late in the season, St. Louis refused to open up the playbook, trying to protect their quarterback. But here, it's loser goes home. There's no time to wait, and they've come out firing downfield, Cam.
This is the 12th play of the drive. Brown is 5 for 5 for 64 yards. Martinez and Cherry each have 3 carries to total 6 run plays on the drive. 1st and goal at the 1, almost half the quarter gone. Hand off to Martinez, running around the right side, breaks a tackle. Touchdown, St. Louis. Welcome to the playoffs.
Hey, you can tell this crowd is anxious. They are chomping at the bit. You can hear them going bananas right now, Cam. St. Louis strikes first.
Martinez getting away from Byron Lewis. And he was in the weight room this week, Eddie, I'm sure.
He was. Byron Lewis checks in at 6'7", 312, and he didn't skip leg day, Cam. He kept those legs churning and found his way into the end zone.
Extra point coming from Amy Shalizzi in her 2nd season. 5'8", 180. We have a couple of incredible kickers who are very new to the SFL, but already putting together some great numbers, which we'll get to a little while later. 7-0 St. Louis strikes first, and we'll get to see Las Vegas' offense for the first time, and the dangerous kick returner, Doug Britton.
St. Louis ate up 6 minutes off the play clock, off the game clock here early on, and it's going to force Vegas. Perhaps it's early, Cam, But anytime your offense is sitting on the bench that long, you come in there chomping at the bit, and hopefully they remain patient and keep up with the game plan.
Kick is away. Britton from 9 yards deep. He is not going to get the opportunity. Well, we mentioned about the rookie quarterbacks facing each other here in the playoffs. These are the last times in the user-player era, Eddie. We saw it with King and Caswell in Season 8, Christensen, DeMar Woods in Season 9. The last time, Nathan Lee and Josh Miller back in Season 10. Miller now with Denver.
How times have changed, Cam, with all these rookies coming out.
Play action for Colin Pierce, and he fires it outside, and that pass is caught by John Blades. And wouldn't you know, Eddie, John Blades in the playoffs, in 2 playoff games in his career, 309 yards and 23 grabs, all career highs this season with Las Vegas.
He's their number 1 target, number 1 receiver, coming in the SFL with 10 touchdowns in the regular season. That's first in the entire league.
123 targets as well led the team. 7-yard pickup, 2nd down and 3 at the 27. And the handoff goes to Scott Johnson. Johnson first down to the 35, a pickup of about 8, and a move of the chains for Las Vegas.
You can see the maturity of Scott Johnson this season compared to last. That play is designed to go outside, but there was nothing there. He remained patient. As you can see here on the replay, cuts back inside and picks up a first down.
It was almost like Douglas watched so much film, he was expecting him to go outside there, Eddie, as you saw him kind of fly over to the outside. Johnson had cut up the middle, ran right past him. 1st and 10 at the 35. Again, 3-back set here for Las Vegas. They'll hand it off. This time running left for Johnson, and Johnson picks up 4. The wrap-up made on the outside by number 98, Tony Roberto. And let's go over this Vegas offense. Pierce is your rookie quarterback. Scott Johnson, the running back in his 2nd season. John Blades and Mason Kirby, a combined 13 seasons, and most of them on this team. Doug Britton in his 2nd season, the returner and the slot receiver. 8-star Miramontes and Tiberius Bovine are your tight ends to look out for. Johnson gets another carry to set up a 3rd down and 5. And again, Roberto on the tackle.
Yeah, you would think that they got more yardage out of that play as they brought their wheel linebacker on a blitz after the quarterback against that soft box, but they nose tackle did a great job of bringing them down.
4:12 to go in the first quarter. 3rd down and 5. First 3rd down of the day for Las Vegas, and Pierce will fire it into traffic, and it's caught.
Wow.
John Blades snags it from the defender and moves the chains for a 1st down.
Cam, I thought that ball had interception written all over it, but somehow their number 1 receiver, John Blades, knew he's going to get hit, able to hold on to the football.
Geralt Winkler was in the area, and that's going to be an important part of this game today. Las Vegas just 21st in the SFL out of 24 teams in 3rd down conversions on offense, just 43%. They convert their first big one today. 1st and 10 at the 43. They hand off to Johnson. He's buried in the backfield. Colin Douglas says, "Welcome to St. Louis."
Colin Douglas with the 2nd big hit on this drive. That was him who just hit John Blades on the last play after he came up with that big catch. He was making up for it, showing his frustration by bringing him down the backfield.
First negative play for Las Vegas on offense here on this drive. 2nd down and 14. Pierce fires it deep down the field. Caught! That's Doug Britton inside the 20. Down to the 17-yard line for a 1st down, and Vegas is in the red zone.
Kudos to Vegas offensive line for allowing that play to develop. It's a slow developing play, but if you can get that receiver on the outside, you can see St. Louis here on the replay shading toward the inside, and all he needs is time for that O-line, which he got. Big play for Las Vegas.
And Douglas with yet another tackle. He is everywhere right now for the Gladiators. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. This is a great drive for Las Vegas. Colin Pierce is 3 for 3. We have not had an incompletion in the first quarter, and it's almost over. Pierce, deep drop back in trouble, going to go down and sacked. The first sack of the game belongs to the Gladiators, a loss of 7. And in there to make the play, a couple of players, but Roberto, I think, got there first.
Yeah, Vegas come out in this play, and there was no receiver running a short or intermediate route. They were all going deep, leaving him with no outlet receiver to throw the ball to, and he takes a big sack there.
Johnson whiffed on the block there. Just missed him. For the
That's made a
second.
business decision, Cam.
Maybe so. It's early. 2nd and 17. The second time it's been 2nd and long in this drive. Offside, free play. Pierce inside the 5. Got a first down. Down to the 3-yard line. This time it's Mason Kirby, the playoff hero, back in the postseason. Most known for his game-winning touchdown catch that sent the Florida Storm packing after they had won 3 titles. Offside will be declined.
Back then, they were the Alaska Storm, but yeah, Cam, they ran this play a number of times against St. Louis 2 weeks ago. Hopefully, St. Louis added a couple of plays in there to take this away.
Could we have 2 touchdowns on the first 2 drives of this football game? First and goal at the 3-yard line. All 3 star receivers there for Vegas, lined up, bunched at the top left-hand side. Handoff going to go to Johnson, straight up the gut, tried to spin away from Colin Douglas. Colin Douglas is owning Scott Johnson in the first quarter.
Yeah, he's lined up for St. Louis in the run blitz a couple of times this drive, and as a result has 2 tackles for loss here early.
That is the 3rd straight first down play that's gone for negative yardage. 2nd and goal at the 4. 1:40 to go in the first quarter. Pierce going to change the play at the line. He's going to fake it on the inside handoff, dump it off, and it's a touchdown! That is a touchdown reception to the fullback, Malcolm Crowe. What a play call!
Welcome to the SFL, young man. Vegas ran this play a couple of times against St. Louis a couple of weeks ago, but they did not have this kind of success with it. Touchdown, and we are an extra point away from being knotted at 7.
Back-to-back touchdown drives, and both rookie quarterbacks go 5 for 5 on their opening drives. St. Louis's drive was a 12-play, 78-yard variety, and Las Vegas, 11 plays, 80 yards to start the playoffs.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising because Vegas is more of a quick strike team offense, and they come up out here, and they just want to let the world know, hey, we aren't going anywhere.
Extra point is good. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at www.simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Boudreaux kicks it off from the goal line. Wind slightly blowing in the face of Vegas at the moment. Mondavi returns it only up to the 21, so 90 seconds to go in the first quarter, Eddie, and isn't it something that the playoffs they just feel different every single season? It doesn't matter how many seasons we have, it never gets old how fun that is.
Well, I got to give you some credit to that, Cam, because every year you take the bar up to another level with the production and everything else going on, but also to these coaches of all these teams who have also taken up to another level with their coaching.
First down to the 21, Brown fires it outside to Cairo Martinez, who says, I'm not waiting for the Bill Cherry block, and I'm picking up 4. Just blew right past him.
I was just thinking the same thing. Perhaps he needs to get in the and start running some parachute drills so we can get out in front of his tailback a bit faster than that, Cam.
Eric Davis makes the tackle, 6'2", 235. Inside linebacker for this Vegas defense. 2nd down and 6 at the 25, under a minute to go. In the first quarter, Brown going to go gun 4 wide. Brown going to sling it over to Mondavi, but it was a little bit outside of his reach. That is the first incompletion of the game, and it'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, bad pass, and he had plenty of time to allow that play to develop. Red Sawyer got doubled up there, and he just needs to settle down, get his feet up under him, and make a better throw.
It was Mondavi's first target of the game. Brown now 6 of 7 for 68 yards. Again, same look, 3 to the top, short side right. Mondavi's isolated at the bottom of the screen, and this is Brown on the throw. Different play, Brown deep. Oh, Mondavi gets whacked by Nicky Cullentrelli, and it's 4th down, the first stop of the game.
Cam, you say whacked. The young guys nowadays, they call it he got wrecked. And that's exactly what happened there. He got hit right in the rib cage, forcing that ball to come loose. And St. Louis goes 3 and out after driving downfield for a touchdown early on.
Man, helmet on the football. That was a textbook hit.
Yes, it was. You can't teach it any better than that.
So punt coming here for Graham Northrup. 6'2", 215, going to be punting from about his own 12. Doug Britton on the return. Britton electrifying, has 2 kick returns this season, does not have a punt return touchdown. Those are a little bit more rare. No pressure on Northrup, will boot it away. This is Britton standing at his 33-yard line, and Britton is initially hit by Colin Douglas, who's joined the special teams unit this week, Eddie, likely in the hopes of slowing down that dangerous returner Britton.
Yes, he was. Britton, I believe he won Diva of the Week award based off of a kick return touchdown he had earlier this season.
Of course, Diva of the Week on Access Live, podcast that covers the SFL Tuesday and Thursday nights. 1st and 10 at the 40 for Vegas. The handoff goes to Johnson. He picks up 2 to the 43-yard line. A couple of players, including Douglas, there on the tackle. The SFL's 3rd season of minor league action is underway, and you can watch every Friday night live on the SFL's YouTube channel at youtube.com/SimulationFL. The league is full of all the newest players who have gone from couch to field and are hoping to one day be on national TV just like all the players today. Want to get on the field? It's never too late. Visit simulationfl.net to join our Discord community, create a player, and start building your career today as Johnson takes another run inside and got just 1. 3rd and short coming up. It's Douglas again. Is this dude going to set a record today? What is the deal?
Cam, St. Louis thus far has committed 10 guys in the box on the previous play. They had 9 there on that one.
Douglas is on fire, as both are the offenses. Vegas 7, St. Louis 7. This is the SFL Wild Card Weekend on Next Level Sports. Great quarter, Eddie. Come on, man. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I appreciate that, man. That's very nice of you, Eddie. I appreciate that. Start of the second quarter of action. 3rd down and 7 for Las Vegas, and that pass is caught by Doug Britton from Colin Pierce. Pierce is still perfect, 6 for 6 in the first half.
You want to beat press coverage? Inside slant works most of the time.
Along with Eddie Gage, I'm Cameron Irvine. Las Vegas in white today, St. Louis in green, here from Gateway Coliseum in St. Louis. Vegas for the 2nd consecutive possession into Gladiator territory. Hand off to Johnson running left, and Scott Johnson's got some blocks and another first down. Vegas is moving now to the Gladiator 36. Roberto there again on the stop.
Weak pro, Vegas comes out in that set and runs a stretch play to Scott Johnson, and he hasn't had as much success running inside, but when he stretches out to the outside, he's had lanes to run through.
It's a gorgeous day here in St. Louis. Not the sun not beating down on us by any means, but a light breeze, 61-mile-an-hour wind. The breeze is at the back right now of Colin Pierce. This pass is caught by Doug Britton to the 31-yard line, and there's the updated quarterback numbers, 94 yards for Pierce in the first half.
Cam, 61 degrees in Arizona. You have people out there with boots on and a Parker.
What are the boots for? To keep the feet warm?
That's right.
Come on, Arizona. Second and 5 at the 31-yard line in field goal range for Boudreaux. The handoff goes to Johnson. Johnson, not much room there. Sets up a third down. And look, it's somebody not named Roberto or Douglas on the tackle. Rodney Panani makes the play.
Panani, the longtime Houston Hyena, came over to St. Louis, and he's been a player for this team throughout the season. He's an interesting character, too.
3rd and 5 now at the 31. Again, that Vegas offense on third down, something to watch for. They're 2 for 2 so far today. And Pierce drops and floats a ball over the top of the defense, and it's dropped by Doug Britton. He was open and missed it.
He was open. The ball did sail a little bit on him. It was kind of high. He had to stretch for it, but that's a ball you got to come down with, Cam, especially on third down.
So Boudreaux going to come out and attempt the field goal. This is a 48-yarder, right-footed kicker off the left hash. Boudreaux this season is 25 of 25, and the 48-yarder is money. 10-7, Vegas scores on their first 2 possessions.
Yeah, but Boudreaux, he's been hitting some clutch field goals all season, had a couple of big ones against me. I know all about this young man, and he does some great stuff for their social media department as well.
These 2 kickers, Eddie, they've only been in the league for 2 seasons, and look at where they rank all time in field goals made. I mean, both of them have made over 50 kicks in less than 30 games. It's just amazing.
Progression, Cam. Stick around, get those progressions in on time when you're called upon, and you too can make an impact.
First down at the 20 after Mondavi takes the knee. So it's obvious, Eddie, that wind going from right to left on your screen is going to be interesting to see who gets the ball in the fourth quarter. This game could come down to a field goal. It's been nip and tuck. 2 in the backfield, heavy set here for St. Louis. Handoff now coming left. Martinez cuts it back up the middle. And Colentrelli puts him down. He looked like he had some space there for a second.
It did, but Red Sawyer, we talked about him earlier. He didn't make the tackle, but he made the play because he forced him to cut back inside. Based on the pressure he was able to get, forcing that left tackle 2 yards into the backfield.
Brown out of the shotgun, 2nd down and 7 at the 33. Brown flips it outside. It's caught. Caught by Mondavi. Breaks a tackle. Mondavi with Krieg chasing inside the 15 down to the 12. Krieg saves the touchdown, but Mondavi on his first reception of the game, it goes for a big one to the Vegas 12.
It goes to the Vegas 12, and I'm not sure how Tom Krieg missed that when he was eyeing it the entire way. And somehow, I don't know if he misread the speed of the ball coming in, but that should have been, at minimum, tipped and incomplete, but gives us a big reception to Eagle Mondavi.
Nice job, though, by Krieg to recover on the play and end up making the touchdown-saving tackle. Mondavi this season, 128 targets, 4th in the SFL, and all those numbers are career highs for Eagle. First down and 10 at the 12. Number 12 back to pass. Going to the end zone pass, tipped up in the air and intercepted. It's Nicky Colentrelli again, making a huge play, and Vegas' defense gets their 2nd straight stop.
Nicky intercepted it, but I believe it was Slim Shady who actually tipped the ball. That ball should have never been thrown, as there were at least 3 defenders around him, and you can't see it on the replay who tipped it, but I believe it was Slim.
I think Davis made the play, and then Slynn wisely hit the receiver, because once the ball is tipped, receiver's fair game, and that helped give Nicky the only chance of the football. 1st and 10 at the 20. Pierce back to pass, going long. It's knocked away. Ooh. Looking for Britton again. Nicholas Warner makes the play.
Yeah, they abused St. Louis in their first matchup 2 weeks ago out of this gun. I believe it's quads left play. They actually have another one, a play action ZD post, which we have not seen called yet. I'm waiting to see if they dial it up this week because that's been money for them as well.
Second down and 10 at the 20. Pierce has thrown 2 straight incompletions. That one more his fault than the first. Britton side swiped by the defender. Sack on the play. That is big number 94, Tom Tanner.
St. Louis brought the pressure that time, and I believe Mason Drew actually forced him to step aside in the pocket and created that sack.
Back to the third down offense. Vegas looking to convert a third down and long here. They need exactly the 30 for first down. Pierce takes the shotgun snap, in trouble off his back foot, throws it into quadruple coverage, and Winkler had a chance at it. That was an ugly duck in the middle of the field, and a mess of a drive for Vegas' offense. They'll have to punt it off the interception.
Yeah, but I'm sure the coach doesn't mind punting it because that should have been intercepted, putting St. Louis in beautiful starting field position. A missed opportunity right there.
Punter for Vegas. First time we've seen Dustin McRack in his 4th season. Has had a brilliant season. Even cracked the top 10 as a punter for getting 3 punts inside the 5. This is a boomer all the way to the 30. Football! And it's recovered by St. Louis. Oh, they jumped on it. So fortunate. That is Sweet Pete Kissinger making the recovery.
Kim, I was just about to talk about the hang time of that football. 4.7 seconds. That's Hall of Fame material right there. And I'm sure he'll be in there someday. But wow, that was all spoiled by the fumble. And wow, St. Louis dodged another bullet right there.
The defenses have shown up here in the second quarter. First down at the 30. Brown out of the shotgun. Brown going to throw against a 4-man rush. Flips it outside Mondavi. That's a 7-yard pickup to the 37-yard line. Brown up to $136. Sunday on For the Fans. Wild Card Weekend continues at 12:30 Eastern when 2 of the top offenses in the league clash. Ashley Jackson, the Arizona Scorpions, face Matt Wilson and the Mexico City Aztecs. Following at 2:45, Fort Worth hosts Los Angeles to determine quarterfinal matchups for next weekend. The SFL on For the Fans, we put the fan in fantasy. Now there's a challenge by Vegas as to whether this was in or not. I'm not sure about this, Eddie.
I thought he was clearly in, Cam.
I don't know.
We'll take a good look at here on the replay.
What they could be challenging here.
Yeah, he got both feet down. Perhaps they
good to me.
think he might have bobbled it, but that looked good to me.
The only thing I could think of is that first foot that was down was on the white. But no, that's going to be a timeout loss for Vegas. At least it's not the second half, but still a critical loss there. And in a position, Eddie, where you got the momentum off the forced fumble and the great punt. Surprised they would take the risk there.
Yeah, that looked clearly in bounds. I'm not sure what they were looking at.
Somebody up in the press box just got fired. 2nd and 3 at the 37. 6:53 to go in the first half. Hand off to Martinez, running left. Martinez got some great blocks inside Vegas territory down to the 42-yard line. Davis along with Colin Trelli on the stop, but a first down for St. Louis.
Yeah, Vegas there. I thought they might have had him because number 24, Nicky Contrelli, had a shot of him in the backfield, but over pursued, which opened up a natural running lane for Cairo.
Nice run for Martinez. St. Louis's offense back to humming. 37 yards on 6 carries for Martinez in the opener for a touchdown. Check that, 38 on 6 attempts. That was a 25-yard scamper. 1st and 10 to the 42. Handoff Martinez now cuts back middle. Martinez following blockers. Very patient. 8-yard gain for Cairo.
Titus Anderson, the tackle for St. Louis, drug Red Sawyer down to the ground. I was looking for a hold on the play because he just literally just grabbed him by the jersey and shrugged him down.
Another heavy set here. St. Louis has been roughing Vegas up. Offensive line versus defensive line here so far today. This is another Martinez run, but coming in support is Tom Krieg. Off the side, forces a 3rd down.
Yeah, the fullback ran right past him and allowed Tom to come up there and make that tackle. That should have been a first down.
3rd and short. This is definitely in Shalizzi's range. Don't want to take a sack here. 2 in the backfield. Vegas has been in 4-3 much of the day. Handoff running left to Martinez. Got another great kick out block inside the 20. They're just beating him weak side at this point, Eddie, into the red zone.
Yeah, they run this play a couple of times today, and Red Sawyer, when he gets doubled, they are unable to contain him, and Cairo's altered the races yet again. They got to do something about this, Cam.
Bill Cherry just sent Itera to the dentist. He walloped him on the outside. 1st and 10 to the 15, down to 5 minutes to go in the first half. St. Louis down 3, but driving. 3 receivers, including Elsie in the slot. Flip out to Martinez. Martinez in no man's land. Only a gain of 1. Slow to get up making that tackle was Itera.
And you can see St. Louis, they audible out of whatever the original call was as soon as Vegas shifted the line. Perhaps they had another run play coming up.
I'm getting deja vu here, Eddie. Close game in the second quarter, and Vegas in the St. Louis in the red zone right before the half. That's when Shady forced that fumble in the previous meeting.
That's right.
3-2 defense now here. Brown fires middle. That pass is caught. Phil Koss will set up a 3rd and 2 for the 7. Shady on the tackle, perhaps heard the deja vu call.
Cam, and I can almost guarantee that Colin Douglas is over on the sidelines telling you to please do not jinx us because that looked ugly for a moment there.
3rd down for the Gladiators. They're 4 for 5 on 3rd down in the first half. They need the 5. Brown going to throw out to Martinez. Race for the sticks. Martinez trying to keep the legs churning, but Krieg has the muscle in 33 on 33 crime to force a 4th down.
Krieg with his 2nd big tackle on this drive, Cam, to prevent a 1st down. Will you go for it here, Cam?
No. Points seem to be more at a premium now that things have settled down, although the offense is going for it. But with 3:26 to go in the first half, I wouldn't be surprised if they just call a timeout. Not really going to need him. Trying to see if Vegas jumps offside. And they do!
They do.
And it's Cherry with a 1st down! What a mistake for Las Vegas inside the 10.
Unbelievable. And Max Jackson had to save him from scoring a touchdown.
The jitters of the playoffs, Eddie. You just can't take anything for granted. That was Rhett Sawyer, who does not even have a sniff of a tackle in the first half.
He doesn't, but he's made plays for his teammates. But yeah, I mean, in a game like this, you expect him to come up big and get to the quarterback or at least get some hurries. But we got a lot of football left.
Now 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. 3:10 to go in the first half. 2 in the backfield with Brown. Eagle Mondavi top of the screen. Defended by Itera. Handoff inside. And that actually was Kissinger as Martinez got a break. 1-yard gain.
Yeah, and well deserved. He's been a big player for this team all season, and they've asked him to do a lot on this drive, so perhaps he just needs a break.
This is the 11th play of the drive. I think that's Martinez now to the left of Brown in the backfield. Cherry to the right.
Yeah.
They're going to give it off to Cherry, and Cherry walks in for the touchdown.
Wow, wide open, Cam. They come out in a fullback dive. You can see Vegas was in man defense, and the backer was going out there to follow Martinez, and he just walks into the end zone for a touchdown.
Cherry, 9 yards on 5 carries. Nothing flashy there, but has the touchdown to his name. Overall, 14 runs for St. Louis, 14 passes in the first half.
St. Louis eager for a playoff win to send these fans home happy and something to talk about in the paper tomorrow.
Shalizzi on for the extra point. Krieg and Jackson both on this extra point unit for Las Vegas, but can't get to the kick there. And the extra point is good. 14-10 St. Louis on top of Las Vegas. Doug Britton back to return, and will have a chance to return for the first time in this game now with the wind in Shalizzi's face.
We'll see how that shakes out.
2:30.
He's getting all kind of fullback love in the chat, Cam. Master Chief DB, who was a fullback in the SFL. He wants to see those fullbacks get some love too.
Absolutely. You can chat alongside all of SFL Nation at twitch.tv/FTFnext. Britton found a lane out of the 28-yard line, and that's where he's brought down. Well, the season at a glance for Las Vegas, Eddie. Vegas started 2-0, then they lost 4 straight. They won 5 of 6 to end the season. Just that 4-point loss to Denver in a game in which they led by 20. The Vice Wars rivalry. 3 wins against playoff teams so far this year.
I thought they had the game versus Denver, but they kept them out and shut them out in the second half, and they lost a nail biter.
High formation here for Pierce. Going to take a shot. That pass is caught by Tiberius Bovine. First catch for Bovine on the day. Picks up 8 out to the 37-yard line. In the St. Louis season, Eddie, a little bit different. They won their first 5 games by a combined 27 points, but 2-5 down the stretch. Now, the key there was that they were 2-1 in the division. That helped them win the division championship. 7 wins are most in franchise history.
Including that win week 12 versus Tulsa that decided the division winner, Cam.
That was a big game, and they got their revenge on Tulsa after the Desperados won the first matchup 20-16. They won the second, did St. Louis 27-19. Second down and 2, final play before the 2-minute warning. Handoff, Johnson cuts back inside. Scott Johnson shows the burst as he cuts it down the middle to pick up the first down. That's the 2-minute warning. Las Vegas 10, St. Louis 14. You're watching the SFL Wild Card on Next Level Sports. Back here at Gateway Coliseum, alongside Eddie Gage, I'm Cameron Irvine. St. Louis leads 14-10. The winner of this game gets their franchise their first ever playoff victory. Heavy set here with 2 minutes to go. They'll hand it off to Johnson. Not much room there. 2nd and 9. Want to get out of that before you go no huddle.
Yeah, thank goodness for Vegas and their fans that they got up and decided to huddle up.
Dubstat with that last tackle. Colin Douglas with 8 tackles. Colin Trelli with 7. There's a look at Pierce's QBR, 131.6 officially. 8 of 11 for 101 yards, a touchdown, and not a pick. 90 seconds. 2nd and 9. Pierce drops to throw, 5 steps, fires out, route caught, shy of the sticks, but picks up 8 as John Blades sets up an easy 3rd and 1, or so we would think.
Yeah, St. Louis came with a blitz that time, but unable to get home, and Blades is a tough cover for any cornerback in this league. Plenty of time to find them, and that they did. 3rd and short coming up.
3rd down and 1. Gateway Coliseum getting loud. Scott Johnson sidecar right on the weak side of that line with Pierce. Going to take the handoff and not going to get there. Blown up in the backfield by number 95, Mo Biggins at defensive tackle. Wow.
That's probably the biggest play of his career, Cam.
They're going to go for it.
Yeah, they are.
Under a minute to go in the half. Maybe they figured St. Louis is not going to be able to do much with it. Let's see if this is a bluff.
Man, that's a tough call.
They're going to go for it. Johnson spins, got the first down at the 47-yard line, but now they're going no huddle.
That's big time, Cam.
Got to at least try to get into field goal range here. 45 seconds to go. Johnson going to keep it outside this time. Johnson trying to find the sideline, tackle from behind by Roberto. What a terrific play. Down to 35 seconds to go.
Great patience by Scott Johnson.
Will it be another run here? Pierce, handoff Johnson. Johnson cuts it back inside. Been doing it all day. Johnson 20, 15, 10, and down to the 8-yard line. Timeout, Las Vegas. Oh, Scott Johnson, the difference inside 2 minutes.
Ronnie Panani just saved a touchdown. You were waiting for Vegas to get out of this, and they've shown that they got something in here. They got a play action pass, but they continue to show patience in Scott Johnson, and Robert Panani just saved a touchdown.
Coming up on the SFL halftime report, Mike St. Green and I will break down the first half between the Fury and the Gladiators. Take a look at playoff seeding and what you need to know. And we'll sit down with the breakout star of the Las Vegas Fury in 2021. That's Scott Johnson. It's all coming up on the SFL halftime report. Pierce, back to pass, going to the end zone. Touchdown, John Blades! Reach for the sky!
Wow, for the second time against these Vegas Fury in 3 weeks, the late in the second half has come back to haunt them. But what a great catch. That's diva material right there. Gave that catch.
With a timeout to spare.
With a timeout to spare. I mean, we just talked about this pregame. That late second quarter came back and haunted St. Louis, turned that tide around. Hopefully, they can corral themselves and, make this a game.
We have had 5 scoring drives in the first half, Eddie, and all of them have been at least 8 plays.
Yes.
Extra point for Boudreaux is good. 19 seconds to go in the first half. A classic in the making as Vegas takes the lead 17-14.
It's playoff football in the SFL, and there is nothing like it, Cam.
Unbelievable 9-play, 62-yard drive for Vegas on the heels of the 11-play, 75-yard drive by St. Louis. Pierce in the first half, 10 for 13, $117, 2 touchdowns, a QBR of 143, nearly perfect. 2 yards deep in the end zone. Elsie Mondavi on the return, and Mondavi is whacked by Kendrick Logan on special teams with 14 seconds to go at the 20. If I'm St. Louis, it's been a pretty good half. I would just sit on this.
Yeah, Cam, it's playoff football. Do you think Vegas goes for it if this is a regular season game when they went for it on 4th down earlier?
Yeah, how gutsy was that? I mean, it was almost like they were just trying to get St. Louis back for getting them offside. First down at the 20. Brown going to throw, and it's picked off! It's picked off. There's a flag. Now, that could be PI. This is a huge call here.
I didn't see who threw the flag, but I did not see pass interference.
Roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer. It's going to negate the interception.
And it's on Sawyer, his second major penalty of the game.
Yeah, he's not having one of his better games right now.
We're going to get another look at this. With 8 seconds left, we're not going to get another look at this. With 8 seconds left, that puts the ball somewhere within Hail Mary range if they can just get a little bit more here on this next play.
Yeah, they would need more, but wow, that Vegas would have came out with the field goal unit had that penalty not been made.
Brown out of the gun. Why not? Get 10 more yards on this. You can take a shot. Brown flings it down the field. Easy. Timeout for St. Louis, and that'll set up the Hail Mary just like that. The Gladiators have a chance to score.
Yeah, they doubted this play earlier, but did not have that kind of success with it. And we'll see if they can try out this Hail Mary unit and come down with something. Talk about a great time to have a prayer answer to end the half.
3 seconds left. Sawyer is dominant. 82 sacks. 6th all time. Watch him. He's at the top of the line there. The rest of the team for Vegas has just 31 career sacks. This is Brown. Going to get a shot.
Oh.
Brown to the end zone. Hail Mary. Almost caught and knocked out of his hands. Oh, my goodness. Eagle Mondavi. Woo! He almost pulled it in.
But he almost didn't get that opportunity because Rhett was right on the verge of hitting Christian Brown.
That is the end of the first half. Halftime coming up after this break. Las Vegas 17, St. Louis 14. You're watching SFL Wildcard Weekend on Next Level Sports. Welcome to the SFL Halftime Report along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine. Just taking a breath after that first half. Unbelievable, Mike. Both rookie quarterbacks, they're not rookies anymore. 17-14, Vegas up 3 at the half.
Yeah, excellent first half, Cam, and definitely both of these rookie quarterbacks have grown up during the course of this season. One thing that stood out to me, how sharp both of these teams came out on their first initial drives. And one thing that I did like seeing from St. Louis, Cam, is one thing that I mentioned. I wanted to see other people get involved other than Eagle Mondavi. On that first drive, Bill Cherry, Phil Koss, Paul Delavu all got involved on that first drive and had touches, and they finished off that drive with a Cairo Martinez touchdown run. And Colin Pierce came out just as sharp for Vegas on their initial drive and finished that drive off with a touchdown pass to Malcolm Crowe. And Cam, we've had, several game-changing type plays throughout this game thus far. Tom Creed with a couple of big tackles, one that stopped Eagle Mondavi, a possible touchdown catch, and Colin Douglas, Cam, has been all over the field for St. Louis. And man, now we're looking for an exciting second half of football.
What'd you think of the fourth downs, Mike? Those were some big plays. I'm really surprised that Rhett Sawyer has allowed 2 penalties. I mean, it almost cost him more points there at the end of the first half with that 15-yard roughing the passer. But he jumps the snap on the St. Louis fourth down. And then Las Vegas, with a minute to go, if they don't get that, it's 14-10, and St. Louis has opportunities for points at the second half. Instead, they get it, and then they end up scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, that was a huge play as well. Like I said, game-changing type plays. Rhett Sawyer jumps offside on a fourth down inside the 5 and gives St. Louis an opportunity to cash in. And the other huge fourth down was at midfield, about a minute to go in the half. Vegas, rolled. Hey, they're in Vegas for a reason. They rolled the dice on that play. Gutsy Call gets a first down, and then Scott Johnson, who has been pretty much not necessarily contained, but they hadn't have any big chunk plays or explosive plays in the first half. But he had a big play there, and then Vegas cashed that in as well to take the lead here going into halftime.
Yeah, and when you think about it, Mike, Vegas is going to get the ball to start the second half. So even if they don't get the fourth down, if St. Louis scores, that's probably the end of it, and then Vegas gets the ball to start the second. So that was actually a really, really smart fourth down play. Who was your MVP of the first half? There were so many great plays. Blades with the one-hander at the end, but Martinez really showing out here. Who's on your mind?
Oh, wow, Cam. Yeah, it's a tough choice right now. Both of the quarterbacks have been sharp. As you mentioned, Cairo Martinez has had a big first half. John Blades has been solid. I guess right now I would have to give it to Cairo Martinez because it's a little bit unexpected from St. Louis to get him so involved, and he has answered the bell and what they wanted him to do this game. So I will give it to Cairo Martinez so far.
Yeah, St. Louis, super, super balanced. Scott Johnson showed out at the end of the second half. Golly, those were some good runs, very patient runs with the clock ticking down on the Furies' first half. But we got a chance to sit down with Scott Johnson in his first interview of the season this year, and he was a treat. Take a listen. With us today, the running back of the Las Vegas Furies, Scott Johnson. He is having an incredible year and has led Las Vegas to the playoffs for the first time since season 12. How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing great, Cam and Mike. How are you all?
We're doing good, man. Good to have you on.
Thank you.
Mike, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, Scott, Vegas coming into this season, at least, maybe for a lot of people, but definitely myself, I kind of looked at this as possibly a rebuild year for Vegas. You lost Tom Rahman and both of the Rahmans in the secondary, and you also lost LZ Pryor to Los Angeles. Coming into the season, did you guys look at it like a rebuilding year, or did you feel like, you guys had enough of a veteran presence and guys that are, coming back to the team that you guys can make a run this year?
I think that's a great question. I really feel like we had a great organization, leadership, and in terms of being able to, we never look at any year as a rebuilding year in Las Vegas. We want to be the best. So I think that was the articulation from ownership and the coaching staff as well. So I think it was a genuine lift in terms of getting us where we need to be. But we definitely wanted to be great this year.
Scott, last season was tough. The run game didn't get going. Vegas didn't make the playoffs. What made you stick it out and continue to give the team, a shot to get you moving and get the offense moving? This season has been such a turning point for you guys.
That's a great question as well. Last year was a tough situation. It was very painful, almost emotionally. But I think that, in terms of team support, was always there. And I think that just being focused on production and getting into a better year this year, getting into a better foundation this year, was the key for our team. So I would credit just the team in terms of the turnaround.
Yeah, and Scott, as Cam mentioned, last season, was a rough season. You were a rookie coming in, and filling some huge shoes in Robert Redford, who left for Vancouver in the free agency in that offseason. You had 603 yards that season, but this season, man, you pretty much doubled all of your numbers, over 1,100 yards, 12 touchdowns rushing. But and looking your stats up, man, 800 of those yards and 9 of the touchdowns has come in the last 6 games. And in turn, you guys have won 5 of those last 6. What do you attribute that to? Was it more or less they needed to get you more involved and, probably protect the rookie quarterback, Colin Pierce, some, because he had a ton of, turnovers early in the season. What was it that made them, say, hey, let's get Scott more involved and let's focus more on this running game?
I think actually just the continuity on offense. We've got a great quarterback in Colin Pierce, and we don't want to put too much on him, and just have a really balanced offensive attack. And having the running game step up for the last 6 games has been huge for us in terms of establishing that continuity and having longer drives. So I would really credit that to our offensive coordinator and making sure that we're making the right reads and balanced plays on offense.
Scott, what you mentioned the the emotional toll last season. We're at halftime of this game right now. We were not going to interview during the half of the actual game live because who knows what kind of emotional state you would be in. That might be quite scary or exciting, right?
Right.
Depending.
Right.
But what is it like watching games? Watching yourself on TV, and what do you think it's going to be like watching this playoff game here as the intensity gets ratcheted up a bit?
It's going to be tough. I mean, we've been watching games in the locker room pretty much, or in voice chat pretty much all year. So I know myself and Doug and Magel and Slim Shady and a lot of folks, of course, ownership. We're going to be pretty excited, pretty motivated, very pumped up. So I'm excited about the playoffs, and I think the whole team is, and we're ready.
And yes, Scott, as you mentioned, man, you're excited about the playoffs. This is your first trip, personally to the, making it to the playoffs in Vegas is first time, in the playoffs in a few seasons. Is the feeling in the locker room, hey, we're satisfied to being here, or is it championship or bust? Hey, we want to go for it all.
I'm going to quote our assistant general manager, Rhett. We're never satisfied. In Las Vegas, we want to be the best. So we're going to always work to be the best and always expect to be right there at the top. And if we're not there, we're going to work towards it. So we're never satisfied with just making the playoffs or just beating this person or that person. We want to be the best in the league. So that's what we're shooting for.
Scott, the minor league just got started yesterday, and there's a lot of new guys in the league, a lot of new faces that want to be like you, that are running back for a pro league team here on national television. You remember your time in Annapolis fondly. What would you say to all those guys down there? In the minors, cutting their teeth, getting ready to get into the pros. Any advice for those guys as they make the journey, or any advice for somebody sitting at home that may be interested in becoming a running back like you?
I think that's a great question as well. Just sitting down, I can remember my conversations with Zeke Love, who is a Madison running back, and of course is now the great running back at Portland. Just talking about the league and talking about the opportunities. I would tell people just to reach out to folks if they're on your team or not on your team. If you see something on Gen Chat and what someone's saying, and pay attention to it. Communicate to owners, general managers. Just figure out what is the league all about. It's very difficult to understand it when you first join the league, but if you sit down and continue to talk to people, then you'll get a greater understanding. I was at a great organization, the Indianapolis Navigators, where guys were extremely helpful in trying to explain everything, and let's talk about scouting and different things in terms of game plan and breaking down film. So it was very helpful. And in terms of coming into SFL, I was able to come in as a scout as well and help the team. So that's really been my saving grace in terms of being able to communicate with guys like Slim Shady and, just gaining a better understanding of the league is really, really important. Also making friends. I always shout out Doug Britton because he's a very quiet guy in Gen Chat, but in the locker room, he's a huge leader, a huge role model for the team. So getting to know people like that is really important.
Yeah, Doug doesn't like the spotlight. He gave it to you. He said, "Hey, man, talk to Colin or Scott." That guy's been awesome in kick returns, man. He's been a huge spark plug for you.
He's electrifying, and we had such a poor backfield last year. We didn't even come up with a nickname when Doug was a fullback last year, but we still stick together, even though Doug is a electrifying returner and wide receiver with Vegas.
Well, Scott, thanks for joining us. Best of luck here throughout the day. With Vegas in the playoffs. Either Vegas or St. Louis going to get their first playoff win in about an hour or so from now. So it's going to be really exciting, and good luck to you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate the time.
All right, thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
Mike, it's always good to get a reminder that it's just a bunch of guys and gals on the couch watching this game, nervous as heck watching it. Hey, great first half for Scott Johnson too. He really showed out.
Yeah, he had a great first half, Cam, and I definitely enjoyed our visit with him the other day.
I want to touch real quick before we get out to the second half on the playoff seeding and how it works. So the highest seed, which would be the worst team that's in the playoffs, meets Denver. So if Los Angeles wins Sunday afternoon, Los Angeles would play Denver, which is why whoever wins this game will not know their first-round opponent until everything shakes out. Arizona, the 11 seed, plays tomorrow as well. So if Arizona wins and Fort Worth beats Los Angeles, then Arizona would go to Denver. A lot of people, Mike, are thinking about, could we get a Vice Wars rematch? That would happen if Vegas won this game, and then Mexico City and Fort Worth win tomorrow. So a lot to be decided as we shake things out here.
Yeah, Cam, as I mentioned to you the other day when we were getting, prepped for the playoffs and looking at everything, I feel like a bunch of teams are evenly matched, like especially 3 through 12. I think anything can happen in these playoffs. I think it's going to be all about the matchups, who matches up better with what team better. Some teams may want to avoid other teams. But as you mentioned, the Vice Wars 2, if I'm Vegas, man, I would not be nervous about that matchup at all. These guys had, Denver on the ropes last week, had them down 20, let them get away. But if I'm Vegas, I would welcome that matchup again to see how it would turn out.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I think Denver would rather have somebody else the way that game shook out, even though they did come away with the win. Well, we got a pretty good matchup going right here. Las Vegas 17, St. Louis 14, and Vegas gets the ball to start the second half. We'll send it back out to the fans in St. Louis. Myself, Eddie Gage, on the call. After this commercial break, this is the SFL Halftime Report, and you're watching the Simulation Football League on Next Level Sports. Start of the second half here in St. Louis. Las Vegas leads St. Louis 17-14. The Fury are going to have the wind in their face to start the second half. That means they will have the wind in the fourth quarter at their back as Britton has to take a knee in the end zone. We welcome back Eddie Gage, what do you think the key to this second half is going to be, Eddie?
Well, for St. Louis, I like to see them more of the same. I mean, as we were just talking about, each team only punted once, but they just got to find a way to get off the field on fourth down.
First down at the 20. Colin Pierce, a terrific first half. 10 of 13, a $117 and 2 touchdowns. He'll come out firing and dumps it over the zone. That pass is caught. That's Miramontes with the reception, and that's the sixth different receiver, rather, to make a catch in this game.
And he had to get rid of it quickly, Cam, because St. Louis once again brought the blitz. But Las Vegas, they've been keen on Twitter all day thus far and got the ball in his hands for a nice completion.
Blades, Kirby, Britton, Miramontes, Bovine, and the fullback, Malcolm Crow, who caught the touchdown, all have catches today on this Vegas offense. First down at the 35-yard line, and Pierce hit as he threw. And a nice dump down to Bovine for a yard. I can't believe Pierce even saw him standing there.
I can't believe it either, because it's almost as if he threw it as he was turning his head to look for him.
That was... I don't want to take anything away from Pierce, but that was a lucky play. He was very fortunate there. Second down and 9. They can hand it off to Johnson running left. Johnson waits for blockers. Johnson with that burst of speed gets to the 47-yard line. We were talking about it at the half, Eddie. His just quickness to cut upfield is impressive.
They've done a great job of progressing this young man. He's been listening to his coaches and doing what he needs to do in practice each and every week. And he showed great vision and patience. Just quick out of, he would come to a dead stop and just accelerate just so quickly.
Lincoln Hawk gliding down the field there to make that block. The pulling guard, 6'5", 315. 2 in the backfield. First down for Vegas on back-to-back, or 2 out of the first 3 plays. Johnson takes the handoff. St. Louis all over that one. That wrap-up in the backfield made by Mark Gronick, his first tackle for loss and the 4th overall on the day for the Gladiators.
Yeah, they said enough is enough, and they realized going into halftime, they have to do something to stop those outside runs by Las Vegas.
Kirby's been a little quiet recently. Just 1 catch for 20 yards, isolated at the bottom of the screen. 6 in the box for St. Louis. Pierce fires it into traffic. Oh, he squeezed it in for a first down. They mark him short, actually, but Britton makes his 4th grab for 57 yards.
Knowing he was going to get hit, the quarterback actually tried to do him a favor there by throwing the ball low so he can go down and get it. Took a hit nonetheless, but wow, big 3rd inches coming up for both these teams.
3rd and short. That 3-back set has really been helping. Oh, offside. Now St. Louis getting nervous as Johnson didn't need to get the first down but got it anyway. Now St. Louis getting a little testy in the second half.
He got it anyway, but Vegas is going to accept this penalty because it's 5 yards. And wow, St. Louis really needs to hunker down here.
The SFL broadcast team is looking to add new talent to our ranks of broadcasters. Applications are being accepted now to try out for either play-by-play or analyst broadcasting positions. No prior experience is required, just a love for the game and a desire to succeed. The application can be found on our website at simulationfl.net/broadcasting. First down at the 39, another 3-3 look at a St. Louis defense. Johnson takes a handoff, gets nada. Roberto with another tackle. That's his 6th.
That's the 2nd time we've seen Vegas come out in this formation, trips tight, and attempt to throw off the defense, but Scott Johnson run up the middle, and St. Louis had nothing to do with that. Get
this, Eddie. Vegas, 18 runs, 16 passes. St. Louis, 16 passes and 15 runs. That's unbelievable. Pierce, clean pocket. Nice job by the line. Pass incomplete for Blades. Good coverage there. I think that might have been really out there defending. Blades sets up a 3rd down.
You could see the quarterback very calm in the pocket right there. Had traffic all around him, just sidestepped it, threw the ball downfield. But unfortunately for Colin Pierce in this offense, unable to come with a completion.
3rd down and 10. We've had 6 plays in this game of over 20 yards. 4 wide for Colin Pierce. Pierce going long. Got it! Britton inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. Killing them with corners. Pierce now up to 171.
Came out, was calling it before the ball was even snapped. Gun quads left, and they run that doubles cross. And man-to-man defense, if you don't get a gem on that receiver, he is off to the races because the safety cannot get over there in time. He did not. If anything, you want to force him inside to where your help is to make that route longer. Unable to do so. Big first down for Las Vegas.
And there was Colin Douglas again making yet another tackle. He's up to 9, along with 2 tackles for losses. Again, 3-back set here for Vegas. 7:08 to go in the third. Hand off to Johnson. Johnson being patient, but there was nothing there. Wrap up that time made by Todd Dubstat.
If I'm the defensive coordinator for St. Louis, I'm telling the defensive end from here on out, your first priority is keep your outside shoulder free. Do not allow Scott Johnson in this offense room to the outside.
Every drive that has been more than 5 plays or more has gone for points. This is Johnson getting the handoff for no gain. That was the 11th play of this drive.
In that time, someone must have been listening because Mo Biggins and company kept the outside shoulder free and kept contained and forcing Scott Johnson with no more running room.
Johnson 79 yards on 20 carries. Got 31 of them on 1 carry. Otherwise, just 48 yards on 19 carries. Pierce on 3rd down and 10. Looking end zone. Incomplete. John Blades out of the back.
Yeah, that time he might have held onto the ball just a bit too long because he had his man open. It would have been a tight window, but Blades with nowhere to run. Gonna force a field goal attempt. That was that gun quads left again.
Both teams pretty creative with their offense, extremely balanced. Vegas now 20 runs, 19 passes. St. Louis will get their shot here on the next drive. 16 passes, 15 runs. The 29-yard chipper from Otis is up and good, and Vegas takes a 20-14 lead over St. Louis with 6:05 to go in the third quarter. Visit the all-new SFL League website at simulationfl.net for info on how to create a player. To join our community, the league and the new teams that play in, and the teams, that play in it. Links to apparel, helmets, and a comprehensive history of the SFL. It's over 1,500 games, and it's thousands of players who have hit the virtual field. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. So now Elsie Mondavi going to get a shot to return this. Wind in St. Louis's favor, but again, only up to the 21-yard line, a quiet return. Christian Brown gets his first possession of the second half.
Yeah, you can see how the wind favored St. Louis in their possession on the kickoff, only getting it down to the 1, while St. Louis, when they kicked the ball off, it was 1 yard away from going out the back of the end zone, but they were only able to get the ball out to the 20.
Six minutes to go in the third, 2 in the back. Vegas is up 6. Both teams have all 3 timeouts with the scoreboard corrected in a moment. That's Martinez lifted off the ground by Slyn Shady after a pickup of 6 on a check down.
Yeah, it was funny to see the linebacker for Vegas to come out in man defense. Eric Davis, the middle linebacker, had to sort through a bunch of traffic to try to get over there and contain him. 6-yard pickup for St. Louis.
Second down and 4 at the 28. Out of the gun here for Brown. Brown, sidearm throw. He had a man open, but closing down on Phil Koss was Max Jackson to force a third down. And Eddie, Max Jackson and Colin Douglas, 2 of the all-time greats.
Yes, he is. Max Jackson been around this league for a long time. One of the highest paid strong safeties in the entire SFL. As you see his numbers there, closing in on the football, showing his closing speed. But if I'm St. Louis, I'm asking that quarterback to put a little bit more zip on that ball.
Don't take Brown's lofty. He's made some ridiculous throws.
He has.
You gotta let the young guy be him, don't you? 3rd and 4. Let's see what he's got. Flips it outside, caught by Eagle Mondavi. That's a first down. And this is exactly what we're talking about. And he seems to have done the craziest throws in the inclement weather, Eddie, with wind and snow. Watch this ball zip past the ear hole of this Legion
that's
defender.
the game. You can look at it from the back of the end zone. You can see it literally go. Here is it right here. Wow, look at that.
How about this one? In the rain, the cost.
Yeah, when that play happened, I thought they had Florida's number and they would have found a way to win that game. But Florida, doing what they do, found a way to overcome it.
That one may be the best one. Off his back foot, back in the middle of the field. I think that was Mondavi again. I mean, he's been sensational.
He has a unusual throwing motion, but it works for him.
5:21 to go off the Mondavi reception on first down. Mondavi up to 95 yards on 4 catches, a little quietly. Had that 65-yard bomb that Krieg caught up to that prevented the touchdown at the time.
Max Paul in the chat wants to let everyone know that's the last time they trailed in the game all season. We hear you, Florida.
That's impressive. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. This is Brown, and he flips it outside to Cherry, and Bill Cherry drags Davis for 7 yards. And that's equally as impressive for St. Louis as well, Eddie, that they were the last team beating Florida.
Well, I'm sure they got that probably etched in stone somewhere in a locker room or something.
Both quarterbacks are 14 of 19 passing. Brown has 185 yards and Pierce has 170. 2nd down and 3 at the 39. Brown, the flats are covered, and he nearly threw a pick. Vegas was all over the flats that time, and Davis nearly took it away. 3rd down.
That's the second time he's made a big play on this drive. He should have held on to that one, but wow, that's another example of what I'm talking about. He needs to put a little bit more zip on that ball sometimes.
I hear you. 3rd and 3. St. Louis, 5 of 7 on 3rd down. That's pretty good. 39th offensive play of the game. Split backs. Brown, straight back, going to throw a caught. Guy Clausen with his first catch of the day, ready and waiting to move the sticks.
Guy Clausen, there isn't a more anxious and eager guy in the SFL waiting to make an impact. He's always in the game chats. And that time, Christian Brown put some zip on the football, and he needed it.
They're putting in Brown's hands. That is the 6th straight pass of the drive. They have not run on this drive. I curse it, and Martinez gets the ball, and Shady knocks him flat. 2nd down.
Glenn Shady, he's another well-paid athlete on this Vegas team. I know I keep saying that, but between him and the defensive end,
how they have any
Max
cap
Jackson.
Space?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How they have any cap space?
2nd and 10. Masking their lower paid players, apparently. 2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line after the 0-yard gain for Martinez. Bill Cherry
nice
cuts it up the middle, gets the 1st down. The fullback can rumble.
Kim, it's not often every day you see a fullback make a cut like he just said. Look at this replay. Oh, my goodness, right there. You don't see tailbacks make that kind of move sometime.
I'm getting married in November. I need Bill to show me some dance moves. Holy moly.
Yeah. I almost commented and said something, Cam, but I'll say that for another day.
Bill Cherry. Probably something to the effect that nobody can help you, Cam. Bill Cherry, 20 yards on 6 carries now. Brown out of the shotgun at the Vegas 44. Sidearm throw. Brown.
There he is again.
No, almost picked by Krieg. Looking for Koss on that deep corner route, Eddie. And yeah, that I agree with you. He just doesn't have the arm to get it there right now.
No, and actually they ran that play earlier. That's the same play that Max Jackson almost intercepted when he made a break on the ball. This time Krieg was unable to come down with it.
3:04 to go, 2nd down. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League. Visit sector6apparel.com or our website at simulationfl.net for replica team jerseys and completely just customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more that help each team stand out from their opponents. Get the gear the fans wear with Sector 6 in the SFL. That passes over the outstretched arms of Phil Koss, and that really has been the difference in this game, Eddie, right now, is that St. Louis trying to get Koss involved, but it's not paying off. 2 receptions on just 5 targets.
Yeah, and that time Koss got bumped just a little bit toward the top of the route, which actually impeded him getting to the area where the football was supposed to go.
Third down and 10 now for St. Louis. 6 of 8 on third down. Clausen caught the last one to move the sticks. Brown on an audible. Got to turn the corner if you're Dillavu, but doesn't even have an opportunity as he is wrapped up quickly by the rookie Chris Magel, and that's outside of field goal range. I think they're going to have to punt it.
They're going to have to punt it, and Vegas actually gambled on that play. They had their safety sitting up top waiting for an interception, but Christian Brown saw him too and went to the hot receiver on the out route, forcing the punt.
This is the third punt of the game, is it not? Yeah, third
for
punt.
St. Louis.
Yeah, absolutely. Fourth of the game overall, just the third for St. Louis. This one going to bounce at the 5 and going to roll into the end zone. We're going to take a break. 2:34 to go in the third. Pressure building on the Gladiators, trying to avoid losing at home and giving Vegas their first playoff victory in franchise history. You're watching SFL Wildcard Weekend on Next Level Sports. Back at St. Louis with Eddie Gage, I'm Cameron Irvine. Benjamin Warner doing an excellent job on stats for us today. Play action here from Pierce. Going to flip it outside. That is caught by John Blades for a 7-yard pickup. The pressure is mounting on St. Louis here, trying to advance to the next round for the first time.
Yeah, but I really like this play for Vegas because St. Louis have often countered by bringing a cornerback up in the box to try to contain that outside run game of Vegas. And Vegas keeping them honest with that play action pass out of this set.
Blades a little quiet today, 47 yards, 5 receptions, but does have the touchdown. Britton has 82 yards. That leads all receivers except Mondavi, and his 5 receptions also lead the way. Handoff to Johnson just right up the middle. No messing around. Scott Johnson picks up 5. He's up to 84 for the day.
That's another thing I like. You know, he's had a lot of success running outside, but you got to keep that defense honest and give him something to think about. And they did so right there by running him upside the A-gap.
First down at the 32. Pierce, deep, drop back. Looking for a home run. Nothing's open now. He's just going to launch it. He's going to man. It's caught. Mason Kirby. He's done it again. This man just shows up big late in playoff games.
Cam, and that's, you know, you can't, it's hard to fault the defense on that game, the defensive backs, when you got this kind of time. You can't, I don't care if he's Everett Garrison or Marcus Sprouse, the cornerback for Jacksonville. You give a cornerback that much time, and Vince is going to find something open, and Kirby hit him with a big one to blow this game open.
Colin Pierce all day, and he wound up. What a terrific pass. I mean, on the money, Eddie. Kirby did not break stride at all.
I don't remember a time in which a quarterback had that much time to throw.
He threw that over the arch. Boudreaux for the extra point. And now the game is broken open, and St. Louis, which has had a lot of success running the football, going to have to get back to it pretty quick. Otherwise, it's going to be all on Brown's shoulders.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too late. I wouldn't just deviate away from the game plan just yet. But wow, they got to remain patient in this run game and keep Vegas thinking about both sides, offense and defense.
Las Vegas put up 40 in the first meeting. They're up to 27, and just like in the first meeting, they started to open things up in the second half. This is Mondavi, 1 yard deep in the end zone. Going to cut it back left. Oh, thought she had a lane, but Miramontes makes the tackle. A couple of female players in the SFL, and Brown will start from the 21-yard line. St. Louis has not had terrific field position in this game either. I'd say Vegas has won that battle too.
Yeah, and Ramos is in the chat reminding us that that's the same route that he ran versus the then Alaska Storm that made him famous.
Good eye. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. They are stacking the box as Vegas. They're going to give it off to Martinez as St. Louis picks up 2. And coming around to make the play, Davis from behind stops Martinez.
He's made a couple plays here in this third quarter here early on. The difference between that play and the one we saw is that he didn't have that kind of time to throw, because that play is designed to go like a skinny post toward the middle of the field, but he just kept running and found himself darn near on the sidelines.
2nd and 8, under a minute to go in the third. Vegas up by 13, their largest lead of the day. Brown 3 steps dropped over to Martinez. Drury all over it, a loss of 2. And don't forget, folks watching at home, both of these teams going after their first playoff victory. Vegas' first trip to the postseason since season 12, which was 2 years ago.
Vegas starting to feel it here a bit. They got a lot of confidence right now. Ooh, look at this 3-2 look. First time we've seen this in a while for Vegas.
They have not been in the dime very often. 4 wide for Brown on 3rd down and 10. Brown fires, caught! Mondavi gets behind the defense, 1st down to the Gladiator 49-yard line.
Something you don't see in the SFL every day. They came on that 3-2 look, but they actually blitzed both a linebacker and a slot corner. But Christian Brown was not to be denied, read the defense, hit him on the skinny post, and Eagle Mondavi comes up with his biggest catch of the game thus far.
And that is going to be the final play of the third quarter. Las Vegas protecting a 27-14 lead in the first of 4 wild card matchups in the Simulation Football League 16th season. We'll be back after this. You're watching the SFL on Next Level Sports.
Get your 4s up.
Start of the fourth quarter here from St. Louis. I'm Cameron Irvine. He's Eddie Gage. And this is a crucial drive for the Gladiators, down 13. They are just shy of midfield. Brown with 2 in the backfield will hand it off to Martinez. Martinez running left behind Cherry. Martinez breaks away from Davis. Drury stops him from behind at the 30-yard line. Martinez up to 85 yards, and who would have thought it, Eddie? We'd be saying that St. Louis needs their run game. 105 yards today on the ground for the Gladiators. That's one of their best performances of the year.
Cam, I need to start pulling Ramos induction and start calling out plays, because for whatever reason, Red Sawyer was lined up like a yard and a half off the line of scrimmage, opening up that run lane for St. Louis.
Sawyer has really had an odd day today. They've really done a nice job on the offensive line to contain him. Brown flips it and was looking to squeeze that through to Delavu. Itera was there to swat it away.
Yeah, that time he needed to put a little bit of air up under that football and perhaps help his receiver out that time, because that was almost going the other way.
Don't forget, coming up next, Lone Star hosts Jacksonville, 6:45 Eastern here on Next Level Sports. Tyler Falk, Josh Zirkle with that call. Of course, Mike and I will be with you all day from the studio. Second down at the 30. And against a blitz, Brown off his back foot throws it away. Wow, what a gutsy call by Vegas.
Yeah, that was smart football, though, because Red Sawyer was coming. He got tired of not hearing his name called.
And, I mean, there's still plenty of time left in this game, but you'd hate to see St. Louis have to settle for 3. It'd still be a 2-score game, and the way Vegas' offense has been playing, I just don't know. This is a big 3rd and 10 for St. Louis at the Vegas 30. 4 wide for Brown. Dime 3-2 out of Las Vegas. Brown's pass is caught by Delavu. Wide open at the 13-yard line. Wrapped up by Jackson. Brown now 19 of 29 for 234.
Man, this is a chess match, Cam, because they caught Vegas playing for the all slants, and they had bigger dreams in mind and was going headed toward the pylon.
You're absolutely right, Eddie. They were just sitting there, sitting in the middle, just waiting for it.
Chess, not checkers, Cam.
That's right. And usually 3D around here. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line for St. Louis. Down 13. Hand off to Scott Johnson. Got a lane up the middle. Got a shoulder charge from Krieg at the 5. Pickup of 7.
Yeah, that time they caught the defensive tackle from Vegas on a twist, and it opened up a natural running lane. There was no one for the left guard to block.
Krieg's had a nice day. 2nd and 3 at the 5. 9:28 and counting. Handoff, Bill Cherry. He has been a wizard in the red zone. Gets it down to the 1. 1st and goal. It feels like a matter of time at this point, Eddie.
Yeah, this game is far from over, Cam. St. Louis can still stick with their base offense, find a way to get into the end zone here. And wow, Vegas is going to be nervous should St. Louis find a way to punch this one in. Goal line look.
Martinez 4 away from 100. Cherry's got 7 carries for 25 yards, and both have a touchdown. 1st and goal at the 1. Handoff, Martinez. Touchdown, St. Louis. They're right back in it.
Listen to these fans, Cam, as they erupt as St. Louis crosses the end zone line, and we've got ourselves a 1-score game.
3 touchdowns for St. Louis today, all on the ground with Martinez and Cherry. What a battle.
What a game, Cam, to start off Wild Card Weekend.
Jack's data over under 50.5. We're at 47, 48 pending at the moment with under 9 to go. Shalizzi's extra point, nailed it.
Jack's data is on the money so often. I just wonder how those guys do it.
Crazy. And Vegas is covering right now, up 6 with 3.5-point spread. Britain back to return, going to get a chance. They've really done a nice job on Britain today as well.
They have. He had one where it looked like he might have broke it, but overall, St. Louis has done a great job.
Shalizzi kicks it away from the 1-yard line. Britain on the return, past the 20, nothing there. Combo stopped there. That's Winkler also in on special teams,
Yeah.
making it happen. Keep up with the SFL and its teams on social media at Simulationfl. Follow us on Twitter for weekly broadcast schedules to discover team content and stay up to date on SFL news. Let us know who your favorite team is or how you enjoy the broadcasts each week with the hashtag #MakeAnImpact. Thanks for your support and viewership. First down to the 24-yard line, handoff to Johnson. Got a couple blocks. Johnson picks up 6. He is just a freak of nature once he gets outside the numbers.
Robert Panani makes another great play because I thought he was off to the races again. Panani stepping up big time for this St. Louis defense today.
Down to 8.5 to go. I would expect to see a pretty heavy dose of Johnson here. Pretty fresh, 22 carries, and does not have a single catch. So it's not like he's been catching a bunch of balls outside the numbers either to tire him out. This is Johnson, carry number 23, spins away, and then runs right into Colin Douglas, who picks up his 11th tackle of the day. Johnson's slow to get up.
He's slow to get up, and he made himself scared to get through the hole. When he did, he was carrying that ball like a loaf of bread, and had he got hidden at that moment, that could have gotten serious. But he held on to the ball, and it's a first down for Vegas again.
Under 8 to go. St. Louis has to get off the field. Play action here.
Play action.
Over to Blades. Money, 5 yard, or no. They're giving him 5 on that? That looked like at least 6 or 7, Eddie. I'm surprised.
We're in St. Louis, Cam. What can I say?
I don't think I can comment on my own officiating. I don't think the union would be very happy. 2nd and 5.
No, they would not.
At the 42-yard line, I guess. They need the 47-yard line. 2 receivers top of the screen. Blades in trouble. Blades is sacked. It's going to be 3rd and 10. Todd Dubstat in there along with Igor Barbatov.
St. Louis has lived and died with the blitz all day long out of this 3-4 set. They brought it again. No one could get open, and time ran out on this Las Vegas offense.
Which franchise is winning their first ever playoff game? 3rd and 10 at the 37-yard line. 7:08 to go in the 4th quarter. 4 wide. Britton looking that way again. Got him again. Eddie, you were just about to say.
Yep. Gun quads left. They run that double set again. And once again, they come out and it looks like a man look. And it's so hard to defend that receiver. And you see him shade him toward the inside. He needs to be shading him towards the outside, forcing him to cut inside, making that route longer, was going to give his strong safety more time to get over there and make a play.
Colin Douglas now has 12 tackles. Doug Britton up to 100 in receptions with 6 receptions to his name on 8 targets. Nobody has more than 8 targets. Pierce is 18 of 23 for 266. Now they go back to the heavy look, and Johnson's got a big room on the right side to the 35. A 12-yard pickup for Johnson, now over 100.
Right on the border of field goal range for this Las Vegas offense, but Drew is over there chomping at the bit for an opportunity. But Vegas has bigger dreams in mind, and they want to get 7 and try to help put this game away.
Credit to Mike St. Green for this stat, but Eddie, Vegas in the first 6 games of the season had 22 turnovers. In the second half of the season, they had 9 turnovers, 3 of them in the second half against Denver, so 6 in 5.5 games. They have no turnovers here today as Scott Johnson picks up 4.
And a large part of that is due to getting Scott Johnson involved, as he was talking about during the halftime break. Getting him more involved puts less pressure on his quarterback to make a play.
Under 6 to go. Who's going to make the game-defining play? Colin Pierce's quarterback rating is nearly perfect. He's just a few points off. Not really sure how. 2nd and 6 at the 31-yard line. Hand off to Johnson, and Johnson picks up 3. Warner and Winkler combine on the stop. This is a major 3rd down. They need to force something.
Big 3rd down. They love to have a turnover, but if worse come to worse, hold them to a field goal attempt to give this offense a shot and try to come back and win this game.
Vegas has blown away their average. They're 5 for 9 today on 3rd down. That's 55% compared to the 43 they were in the regular season. They've really stepped it up today, but not on that play. Wrapped up in the backfield by Panani, his 5th tackle, and that'll at least set up a Boudreaux field goal, and we'll see what we get.
Panani has had a great game thus far. He saved a couple of touchdown opportunities and got a great tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Was going to set up Vegas and Otis Boudreaux and company for a field goal attempt, about a 45-yarder.
They just put Douglas on special teams. Boudreaux has not missed a field goal this season, and this would make it a 2-score game. Snap pretty good. Oh, Douglas almost got in there to block it, but the kick is good. 30-21, Vegas up by 9.
Yeah, Douglas must have saw something in practice this week because he added that ability just this week, and it almost paid off for him right there. St. Louis, Cam, now down 9 points, needs 2 scores. Just under 5 minutes to play in this contest. Let's see what kind of offensive game plan they come up with to try to close the show.
Now, as you know, Eddie, the most important thing here for St. Louis is that they get the touchdown first. You don't want to be caught up in a too early onside situation.
Right.
The wind is at the face of St. Louis. Another reason why they'd like the touchdown first, because any game-winning field goal is going to be into the wind.
Yep, it's going to be a challenge for them, and you want to try to get as close to their end zone as possible to make those field goal attempts easier. But, wow, let's see how this shakes out, Cam.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. They're going to start 4 wide. Been pretty good out of this set here today. Dime 3-2 is the counter for Vegas. Brown, pump fake. Didn't have anybody open initially. Oh, it's caught! Oh. What a throw! Unbelievable. Eagle Mondavi makes the play.
These fans are going bananas.
1st and 10 at the 34.
Got him.
And it's out of bounds. He floated it on you, Eddie.
Yeah, he did. Need to put some zip on that ball. And, man, because there was not a defender in the area, just get it to him so he can make a play inbounds and help your receiver make a play for you.
Next Saturday, the quarterfinals kick off on Next Level Sports. Coverage starts at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Keep an eye on SFL Twitter at Simulationfl for the matchup pairings, and don't miss a minute of the intense postseason action. The SFL on Next Level Sports, we put the fan in fantasy. 2nd down and 10. Brown pass caught. 1st down. Cross up to the Vegas 49-yard line. Tackle.
Go on, hurry up.
Made by Colin Trelli. Hurry up for St. Louis. Sawyer putting pressure, been a non-factor. They pick up the blitz. Almost they picked up the blitz, I should say. Brown ran out of time very quickly as pressure by Ryan Ray forced the incompletion.
And that's great news for Vegas because I couldn't catch the number, but they had the Z receiver wide open on the corner route, Cam.
That would have been huge. 4 wide again here for Brown. Brown looking for a quick slant. What again? Eagle glue on the hands. 3rd and short now.
Yeah, Vegas continues to play the sticks, leaving that over the top wide open.
Again, Eagle. Whoa, Max Jackson. Say hi to your mama for me. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. 3:35 to go. Brown again, different play, deep. Oh, it's picked up, he overthrew him. Max Jackson with the interception. Cost was open. Check that, Dillavo was open, and he overthrew him.
He was. Max Jackson, been around this league for a long time, was waiting to make a play, and is one of the defensive captains for this team. Steps up, and big-time players make big-time plays. And Max Jackson, look at him as he's running like a running back, switching hands with the ball. Return comes up with a big one.
He just took it away from him. I mean, I thought that was going to be caught when Brown let it go.
So did I.
Oh, that's big. St. Louis desperate. Johnson, strong side, spins away. Scott Johnson trying to put him away.
Cam, if they go on to win this game, Scott Johnson is making a great case to be the player of the game because all day long they continue to stretch him outside on this weak and strong power eye, and St. Louis has not had an answer for it.
3:15 and counting. St. Louis staring elimination in the face at the moment. By the way, 51 points on a 50.5 over-under. So if you took the over, you got it. Barely.
Yeah. Barely.
3 minutes left. Doesn't get closer than that unless someone gets you half a point somehow. Again, heavy look.
Again. Yeah.
They're going right, aren't they?
Yep.
Been working all day. 2:45 to go. There they go. Johnson hit the backfield. Oh, nice play by St. Louis there. All over it. They knew it just like we knew it. Peltier has been a little quiet. Makes the stop. There's your updated running back numbers.
Yeah, they sold out that time. Actually, Vegas took the guard and pulled them that time, and it opened up a lane for the defensive tackle to get in there and break that up.
No idea whoever wins this game, who they're going to play. The 4 teams on bye right now. Denver, the 1 seed. Florida, the 2 seed. Baltimore, the 3 seed. And Vancouver, the 4 seed. All are in play for the winner at this time. 2nd down and 10. They do have to snap the ball one more time before the 2-minute warning. They hand it off to Johnson on a trap, and he is buried. And that is the 2-minute warning. Wrap up there for St. Louis made by Barbatov up front. 2 more minutes to go. St. Louis's defense has to get off the field to give themselves a chance. Vegas up 9. You're watching SFL Wildcard Weekend on Next Level Sports. Two minutes to go in the 4th quarter of play, along with Eddie Gage, Ben Warner on stats. He has been near perfect today. I'm Cameron Irvine. As perfect as a one-man stat booth can be. 3rd and 10. Watch that corner route, top of the screen. No, going middle. Caught by Blades. Timeout, St. Louis. What a gutsy play by Vegas. They've been aggressive all day.
All day, they've been aggressive, and on 3rd and 10, a lot of coaches would have decided to run the ball, force St. Louis to call a timeout, have 2 remaining, and force to kick it. But Vegas, Cam, again, has bigger dreams, and they're already looking on to the next round if they can find a way to milk out the rest of this clock.
We're going to have to look back at some playoff performances by rookies, but this may be the best one ever. 19 of 24, 288, 3 touchdowns, a QBR of 156. He has been extraordinary. Hand off to Johnson. St. Louis got to get out the field. They're not going to do it. Johnson 30, 25, down to the 18-yard line, and he stayed in bounds. Timeout for St. Louis.
Smart play right there by Scott Johnson, staying in bounds and forcing St. Louis to burn another timeout. They have not stopped this play all day, Cam.
There have just been some things today, Eddie, that St. Louis has just not had an answer for. I mean, they're just a few different plays, few different wrinkles for Vegas, and it has just put the clamps on St. Louis's playoff hopes.
We've seen St. Louis hold Reggie Streeter, one of the MVP of last season, to respectable numbers. But today, this afternoon, Scott Johnson has had theirs.
And Vegas going to play the win game. They're just going to burn some clock, take another field goal with the way their defense has been playing. They're not going to be able to run it out completely, but they will drag it down pretty good. Coming up on the SFL postgame update, myself and Mike St. Green will analyze Las Vegas and St. Louis. We'll preview the next wild card game, Jacksonville and Lone Star. And we'll hand out some game balls for this game between St. Louis and Las Vegas. And we'll see if Mike St. Green takes mine like he does every week. It's all coming up on the SFL postgame update. Another knee for Las Vegas, and they'll start to burn some clock here.
Yeah, St. Louis out of timeouts. They're going to perhaps kick a field goal here, and it's going to be at about a minute remaining by the time it sails through the uprights, leaving St. Louis down 12. And boy, could they use a kickoff return for a touchdown at that moment.
3rd and 13. This is going to bleed down to probably
Oh, I take that back.
28 seconds.
I thought that was third, yeah.
Yep, so that's a pretty good strategy by Vegas after the made field goal. Going to be about 24 seconds. And, hey, I'll take it any day you want it. Try to score 2 touchdowns in 24 seconds, and that's what Vegas is thinking.
Oh, same here. I mean, they're going to kick a field goal at this time elapse. Take their sweet time trotting the kicker out there, Otis Boudreaux, and he's going to probably remain perfect on the season by nailing this chip shot, 39, 40-yard field goal. And, yes, it's going to leave about 25 seconds left on the clock for St. Louis to do something.
I mean, if you hand the ball off to Johnson, what if he fumbles? They return it for a touchdown. You just don't want to be in that situation. This is a 40-yarder for Boudreaux. Will continue to stay perfect on the season now. 29 of 29, 4 for 4 today. And that is the difference in the game, Eddie, the 4 Vegas field goals.
Yeah, those 4 Vegas field goals. And as we were saying just before half and during the break, when Vegas decides to go for it on 4th down and Scott Johnson had that big run down the right side, that kind of lamented how this game was going to go as he made a statement there, Vegas was, with their offense. Bovine not playing around.
Get this, Eddie. Vegas has scored on all 4 of their offensive drives in this half and 7 of their 8 drives in the game. The one drive they did not score was the 3-and-out after the interception, the first interception in the first half. They have scored on every drive since then, and they have scored on 11, 8, 9, 13, 10, and 9 play drives.
Yeah, they have Drew Ridley's number today, and he's one of the better defensive coordinators in this league. And just like 2 weeks ago, they put it on him today.
Well, and they don't have anything or not much deep out of this 4 wide here that St. Louis has been going to. Costs the intended target incomplete again.
Yeah, St. Louis, they started the season out promising, Cam, winning 5 in a row. Yeah, they were all close ball games, but hey, in SFL, you expect nothing less as each team continues to develop. And then they kind of went on that losing streak there for a while, but they found a way. They buckled down and secure themselves a playoff spot and got a home playoff game in front of these fans. So I expect them to learn from this and grow and to continue to develop and move on to bigger things next season.
If both home teams win tomorrow, as this ball is deep, that's Mondavi, but he didn't get out of bounds.
Didn't get out of bounds.
They're going to quickly try to run up and spike this, but all they'll have time for is a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Down to 6 or 7. What I was saying is both home teams win tomorrow, then Vegas would have Denver. If there's an upset tomorrow, then Vegas would end up playing somebody else. Eddie, if Vegas could play Vancouver, Baltimore, Denver, Florida, who poses the worst matchup in terms of what Vegas can exploit? What matchup would they want, you think?
With Vegas being one of the better teams in terms of creating turnovers, perhaps Vancouver I would go with on a Hail Mary attempt here.
Oh, incomplete.
Bet it down. Yeah.
Didn't stand much of a chance, and that is the end of the ball game. Your Las Vegas Fury have done it. the first win in franchise history in the postseason. Las Vegas, a team in the SFL since...
On the road, too.
Yeah, on the road, absolutely. A team in the SFL since season 11. They have 9 road wins in their franchise history. Now they have 10, and 2 of them have come here at Gateway Coliseum.
Scott Johnson with 30 carries on the day, Cam. They kept him involved early and often. Colin Pierce, he was spectacular. 20 of 25 passing for 80%, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, a perfect quarterback rating. This offense spread the ball around to a number of receivers today. I mean, their eventual Hall of Fame tight end, Tiberius Bovine, only had 2 catches on 2 targets. That just shows you just how much they spread the ball around. You ask Colin Pierce who his favorite receiver is, he's going to tell you the open one. And he found them early and often today and put this offense on his back. And this rookie was outstanding today, Cam.
And a shout out to Phil Koss, who's going to be doing stats on the next game despite the loss. So we're nothing without our community, and our community steps up, win or lose. Eddie, you were telling me last week or a couple of weeks ago that, and you were feeling down about an Arizona loss, but we're always here.
Yeah, this group of people, I mean, it's like a second family for most of us. It's just an outlet to get away from reality sometimes on game day, and you're just up and upbeat no matter what. Looking to make an impact and see your player out there on the field, see your teammates shine, as Will Todd often does. Just thinking about one of the players here in this league, he's always giving shouts out to even the other team when they make a good play. As Colin Pierce, Cam, is the player of the game today with that nearly perfect quarterback rating. Wow. It's just a great place to be, Cam.
Closest you can get without being perfect. Colin Pierce, the rookie, wins his first playoff game. And we'll be back after this commercial break with Eddie, Benjamin Warner. I'm Cameron Irvine. We'll see you back at the studios coming up after this.
Arizona, I love every last one of y'all. Thanks for coming. Good night, and drive home safe, everybody.
Great call, Eddie.
Great call to you, too, as usual, Cam.
Welcome back to the studios. Las Vegas gets their first franchise postseason win, a 33-21 victory over St. Louis. They pull the upset, although Jack Stata had St. Louis as the dog. Conventionally, road teams not supposed to win playoff games, but Vegas got it done today, Mike. What a second half.
Yeah, great second half from Vegas, Cam, and it was really very similar to the first matchup where Vegas pretty much took control of the game in the second half. They didn't score as many points as they did, but man, it was almost like I was just thinking watching this game, it's like death by 1,000 cuts. These guys were just, just eating the clock up, eating field position up, 10 yards at a time, 5 yards at a time. And St. Louis did not have an answer defensively to slow these guys down in the second half.
Let's talk game balls, Mike. Who are you going to give yours to? There's plenty of places to go.
Yeah, it's plenty of places to go in this game, Cam, but the first one I have to go with the obvious. Colin Pierce had a huge game today, 292 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, QB rating of over 150. The first game ball has to go to Colin Pierce. I mean, great performance. One of the best passes I've seen in the SFL, that long bomb and just calm in the pocket to Mason Kirby to really put St. Louis behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, I'll take Mason Kirby so you can take Scott Johnson. I mean, this guy, Kirby, just shows up in the biggest moments in the playoffs. It doesn't matter who he's playing for. He's been doing it his entire career. And for that to be him way down the field on that perfect pass from Pierce, of course it is, right? I mean, Mason Kirby, he's a star, man. He's fantastic. And boy, did he show up big today for Vegas.
Yeah, everybody, thinks about the Vegas receiving corps. They think, initially John Blades, but Mason Kirby has been a huge weapon for this team all season long. He is actually their big play guy. He's averages 19 yards per catch, and hey, he proved it again today with that huge touchdown catch at a perfect time.
You want Johnson?
No, actually, I don't, Cam. I'm going to go the obscure route today, and then maybe it's not so obscure because this guy had a huge game today. I'm going to go with Nick Colintrelli. He had 10 tackles, a huge interception in the first half. The guy was all over the field. St. Louis came out with a great game plan, balanced attack, but Las Vegas kept these guys out of the end zone for the most part. I mean, they held these guys in check in the second half. Cairo Martinez did have a touchdown, but that's all St. Louis has to show for the second half. So the Vegas defense definitely deserves some credit. And Nick Colintrelli gets my second game ball for today.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out. I mean, of course, great game for Scott Johnson, and we love him. We just interviewed him, but I have to give a game ball to Colin Douglas for how he played defensively for St. Louis. He was everywhere. He seemed to be the only one that really had Scott Johnson's number today, and played very well in a loss for St. Louis.
Yes, he did, Cam. He was all over the field, in particular in the first half. I mean, guy played his heart out. Kept St. Louis, in the game in the first half. Excellent game from Colin. I mean, I really feel for St. Louis after this loss. I know these guys are probably going to take it hard, but hopefully, these guys can, keep that locker room together for this, come going into the next season and build on what they had this season.
Coming up next, the Lone Star Glory hosts the Jacksonville Kings. It's the 9-8 matchup. Again, we still don't know who exactly is going to be playing who in these playoffs. We do know that Vegas is the highest seed remaining. So Jacksonville and Lone Star. Mike, how do you see this game shaking out? What are the keys?
Yeah, Cam, this is a rematch, another rematch, but this is from earlier in the season, week 4, in the same location up there in Denton, Texas. Lone Star won this game 38-22, and it probably wasn't that close, but keys to victory today. Let's start on the Jacksonville side. Cam, Jacksonville has to get Jared Willis involved in this game as far as in the running game. They like to throw to him out of the backfield. He's tied for the team lead with 107 receptions, but Jared has only one 100-yard game all season, and that came in week 1. So I would like to see him get more involved, pound the rock to him, open up some of these passing lanes for some of the great receivers that Jacksonville have. Ken Gossett, he's tied for the team lead with 107 receptions with Willis, but he's only averaging about 9.5 per catch. I would like to see Jacksonville, get some chunk plays, throw them, stretch the field, and maybe open up to some things for Willis as well. On the on the Lone Star side, they're led by their quarterback, Ace Finnick. He's tied for the league lead with 25 touchdown passes. And Cam, he likes to spread it out to a trio of receivers of Dave Axis, Deuce Finnick, and his favorite target, Soto. So, man, it's going to be an excellent matchup. Who can make the bigger plays and who can take care of this football today are probably going to come out on top.
We're looking forward to it. Mike and I will be back at halftime, but after this commercial break, Josh Zirkle and Tyler Falk will have the call from Denton, Texas. Lone Star takes on Jacksonville, and if it's anything like the first playoff game, we're going to have a lot of fun. You're watching the SFL Wildcard Weekend on Next Level Sports.